I'm meeting Adam Silvera today. I'm so excited. I was supposed to meet him last year at the Grove, but it freaking rained and it ruined my plans and I was so bummed. So when I found out who was coming to Mysterious Galaxy, I was beyond excited. And there's also going to be Kiersten White there and another author, and apparently there's going to be like a booktuber who is going to be moderating the panel. Sounds like so much fun. I'm so excited.
What was one of the main challenges that you faced while writing these books? Something that was like super unexpected? Or...
People be like, oh my gosh, I was Googling this and she used so much real history. I'm like, yeah, it's historical.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, this actually happened. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm aware that it happened. I did thousands of pages of research to write that one scene. Although, we're hungry. I'm so sorry. I just blew up their history, guys. I was like, sorry, using it for this story, and there's a literal apology to Hungary in the back of this book. You know, I did it, so the research and trying to structure it to be faithful to the history, while also obviously Vlad the Impaler was not a girl. And being able to form a plot around the real world where you can't just go ahead and impale 20,000 bodies. I mean, I guess you could, but we're not being realistic there.
But I think
It'd be quite the story, though.
Let me tell you, thinking through the actual logistics of transporting that many bodies and like getting that number of stakes and like it is a process.
I'm frightened by the knowledge you've absorbed.
I'm like, wait, it would take a really long time to transport all these bodies, and she'd have to have somebody employed just to dig the holes for the posts, and then they'd have to build in enough time to like display them how they wanted them. Like it was anyway contemporary. And I'm like, I don't know how to do it, you guys. My editor even was like, would you ever want to write contemporary? I'm like, you picked the one genre where I'm like, got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna be really valuable, like on a zombie apocalypse stage.
No, I'm like,
No,
we're
she's
just
also
as an
skills.
engineer.
Yeah.
I'll become an engineer. I actually have a really specific zombie apocalypse plan. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
First zombie on the ground. Because food is plentiful, social mores haven't broken down, so people aren't walking around with machetes and chainsaws yet. They're not going to shoot you in the head because they're going to be like, oh, that poor woman's sick. So you don't have to watch your loved ones suffer. You don't have to like struggle for survival, and you get a lot of food.
So you. Oh,
I
so
would be
first
first
infected.
zombie.
Okay.
I mean, first zombie on the ground.
Like I would find like some like thrill from like trying to survive for the long time. I wouldn't respawn like every games, but.
I have 2 words: cry and die.
I'll see ya.
I don't want to live in a zombie apocalypse world. I would know. That sounds really sad.
Definitely not on the team.
I'll buy you really fast, and then you can join me.
I'll be the first one.
There you go.
I'll be the one who actually kills you guys.
Got a whole zombie plot
they're
right here.
saying-
There you go. In light of they both die in the end, if each of you were notified by Death Cast that it was your last day, what is something that you would want to do? What's on your bucket
Well,
list?
Kirsten's gonna get herself infected.
Everyone out with me.
Get the zombies.
Okay, so something we would want to do. You would think I'd be able to spin it. My moderators failed me. I'll text them right now.
That's all I really want to do for my last time. I just want to not think about
I thought you were gonna like find them.
That's
She's gonna come back now.
You just-
She's gonna hunt down every person.
You just reminded me of this woman. I was with Nicola Yoon in New York like a few months ago, and we walked into this empty restaurant, and the hostess was like, "Do you have a reservation?" And we were like, "No." And then she was like, she looks around, and we're like, "There are empty tables, like galore." And she was like, "Well, in the future, we really should just have a reservation because we won't be able to accommodate you if you don't have a reservation."
Oh my god.
I know what a reservation is. You don't have to like mansplain it to me. It was just like, but I was pissed the entire night. I texted Nikki like 3 days ago. This was months ago. And I was like, I thought about that hostess again. She's like, you need to let it go. But I think now
That's what you would do. You would find her.
I'm confronting her. Yeah.
Do you make a reservation every time you go to a restaurant now? Does that like scar you?
I keep walking in and like magically finding tables that are available, you know? And she's like, oh, wait 10 minutes. Like the world spends.
Probably just throw my kids in the car and go to Disneyland. Spend so much money. And then write them goodbye
You do
notes.
that any other day.
Right? Write them goodbye notes and then microwave my laptop. Did you guys see Terry Pratchett?
I saw it, yeah.
That made me so sad.
No, that made me so happy.
Wait, in case anyone doesn't know.
Okay, so Terry Pratchett died, and one of his last requests was that they destroy his hard drive so that his work that was not finished did not ever get published, which I totally support.
And I support it too. It just
Especially
made me
after what, especially after what happened to Harper Lee.
Yeah.
Like, just no.
Yeah, that's probably why he ends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
like I
sure.
would destroy everything so that they couldn't be like, and here's this book she wrote when she was 23, and it's bad, and that's why it never got published.
Enjoy.
There's
yeah.
my legacy.
And part of me is also like, I don't believe it. I think someone still has like the file somewhere for Terry Pratchett, and
Yeah.
I did appreciate the display though. I'm sure in the next like 10 years it's gonna be like oh, so the Terry Pratchett book that you thought got demolished
It's like, it
on
was
sale next month. Yeah,
It's gonna do
you
it.
can paintball while skydiving.
You shooting at the plane you're falling away from.
That actually seems dope and very like Mission Impossible.
Oh my god.
Okay.
We're gonna have a paintball war
Yeah,
while skydiving.
Let's do it. You have the best idea. Yeah.
Straight through the parachute.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're dying in it,
And
we're
that's how
going.
we die, yeah.
I'm going epically. And would you guys join the Last Friend app, whether you were going to die or not? Like, could you see yourself interacting on that platform?
So, assuming all my friends have not been devoured by Kiersten and the zombie and Laura.
I mean, those are on the West Coast, so you're probably fine.
See myself, using the app from the perspective of someone who like just wants to make a decker feel comfortable if I'm not on my own end day.
Yeah, that's how I was kind of too.
Yeah.
If I were a teenager, yeah, but now, no.
I mean, it sounds only slightly more depressing than Tinder, so.
Right. And that's the thing too. I mean, it's like it's such a risk because if you match with someone or whatever, and then you guys hang out, and you're like, oh, this is not a good match, and you're like, well, it's not like you can go home and then like go on another bad date tomorrow. It's like you've lost now like 2 or 3 hours of,
It's way more depressing than Tinder.
So it's like it's high stakes. If you need me to do something, make it Harry Potter-fied. And like that's of course. Yeah. Just that's actually me because I have not paid my taxes yet. So.
What's gonna come find you?
Yeah, it's just like it's fine, I'll do it. But yeah, no, literally, like that would make it fun for me.
Because I'm thinking about Harry Potter and how you could relate taxes, and I'm like, well, I could send you messages as like a goblin at Green Goblin.
You can, and I would
I'm like,
respond to
This is
that.
actually a brilliant startup to get millennials to do taxes.
Yeah.
Big Harry Potter.
Like, I need
No,
this.
like,
And so like teach us how to do it.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about how you could do an app that's a Harry Potter themed app that just makes you do normal
Okay,
things.
event over. We have bigger faces.
Just figured out adulting.
Yeah.
Found the secret. Dude.
My favorite is I saw a tweet, somebody just said to Adam saying, the title is kind of a spoiler, and Adam was like, and the guy, I got the sense the guy was serious. He was like, the title is a spoiler.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I've gotten that for a while now. Like, I mean, there are Goodreads reviews. Not that I look at those. That were I look at them. If you're writing a bad one, I will find you. No.
Centers is always after you.
Exactly. Unleash the Kiersten.
That's what his last day is find you.
Yeah. Like, fix your rating. Fix your rating. Characters and like, especially the readers who need them the most. And like, I remember being 19 and reading a gay character for the first time in Cassandra Clare's City of Bones, and that was huge for me. Like, I mean, that I didn't even know that I was like looking for it until it was like there on the page. I just come to accept that like, like, oh, you read 7 Harry Potter books and like no mention of a gay character. I'm like, okay, so we don't belong in books. Like, and it's like I never even like took it personally until like later in life. Like now when I read a book and there's like no queer person, I'm sort of like, your book's fake. Like it's just like it's hard for me to like read a book that's like published, that was written in the past couple of years now, and like not see a queer character in there. Like, I mean, I take offense to that, and it's just. But yeah, so I wanted to like my sort of design here was that I would publish this like high concept story and hopefully attract readers who maybe necessarily wouldn't think that they'd be interested in reading a book about like queer boys or whatever, but they're like, but that world sounds cool. Like I want to read about that world, and then Trojan horse it essentially. And then you're like, oh, like wow, that didn't bother me or whatever, or like, or there were things that I related to. I don't have to, you know, make out with guys to be a guy or whatever, and then to like, you know, to be able to relate to the story and everything. So, so that was sort of like my approach there. But the title was the very first thing that like that came.
Well, he's kind of a national hero to them. He was a big deal in communism. So, so we were in Romania and we were at a cafe, and these 20-something-year-old guys come and sit down by us, and they're just talking Dracula, 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 and I'm like, they're having this whole like really intense conversation about Vlad Dracula. This is cool. My husband must have been wrong about how much they don't like it. And then a couple days later, my husband mentioned that Dracula is basically the F word, and I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
I actually had a different title for a long time. It was called The Best Thing About Pain. And it stayed that way up until, like, it went through, like, Barnes & Noble, and they were like, we don't really like the word pain in the title. So I switched it to a different word, and then they were like, we don't really like the word best in the title. So...
We don't like your title.
AKA.
Yeah.
So the thing about me is I'm really, really bad at coming up with titles unless I happen to think of the perfect one, like, immediately. And we were way past that point. So, like, I sent her a list of other possible titles, and she was like, these are really bad. So she just thought of a title for me. And that it was this title, and I like it. It's good.
And History's All You Left Me literally was like, it was originally called Mad Love, and but then on the first page of that book, I write, you know, the character he's speaking to a dead character, and he says, "History's All You Left Me." I'm like, oh, that's the title. Like that's the heart of this book, and I just replaced that, and that felt right.
And she actually sent me like a bunch of different pictures of dogs, and she's like, "We've got some dog options here.
Oh
Like,
my
let me
God.
know which dog looks the most like the dog in the
Dream.
story." And I'm like,
You're like, I'm gonna need to test them out in person.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of the time when you're a writer, there's moments where it's like, "Oh, this is my job. This is awesome." And like looking at pictures of dogs that my editor sent me, I was like, "Oh, this is my job."
Yeah. I'm working on a book now that it's the most difficult time I've ever had writing a book. And I've been trying, it's been in my head for years, like literally since 2012. And it started off as middle grade, and now it's YA fantasy, and like Kiersten has heard some of my struggles with it already, and like, but I've made peace like in the past couple weeks where I'm like, write it bad, make it good. Write it bad, make it good. Like I kept trying to like, I was like, I'm gonna be the one who writes the perfect first draft, and I'm gonna brag about it, and everyone's gonna hate me, and it's gonna like be perfect. But I'm like, no, and like I mean, I'm literally, it's inconsistent at this point now too. Like I'm writing things that are completely contradict things that happened 10 pages ago, and I'm like, I just gotta keep moving forward. I have to keep moving forward. I've never been this good about just like relinquishing, like I mean characters' names are changed, and I'm like, I don't care, just moving forward. And
You know, and you keep going.
yeah, like all of a sudden, like I mean you see the parents like together like in chapter 2, and now I'm like, they're divorced, and like he now has his own apartment. Like he's just recently moved out, and like they might be remarried in the next 2 chapters, like I don't know, but like that's like stuff that I can fix later, you know.
And I'm like 13, 14 books. So next year I'll be through 14 books. And I just got actually the book that Adam helped encourage me to write in July. There's a character named after him. He's got such a great last name. And I turned it into my editor. And you know when you're first starting out, you have this nightmare that your editor is going to come back and be like, I want you to rewrite the whole thing.
She was like, hey, I want you to rewrite the whole thing.
She didn't say that, but the editorial letter was like, what if you did this instead? What if you did this instead? What if you did this instead? And I was like,
what if this book didn't have the things that it has now?
What if instead of
Imagine a
what if
difference.
instead of these 85,000 words, we had 85,000 different words? Just a suggestion.
Keep Silvera.
Keep Silvera. Silvera's not going anywhere.
Okay, you're talking about my book. Like, that was my big takeaway from this thing. Why is my book in your mouth right now? My book's title. But yeah, so he mistakenly, I guess, typed it out as like they both died at the end, which is like a completely different, like awful book.
I'd way rather read about dying.
Yeah,
dieting.
exactly. Like I don't want to read a book where basically the resolution is like, oh, these characters have to die for like. That sounds awful.
Just kill them.
Yeah.
Some more merciful choice.
Yeah. So yeah, I did see that.
This lighting is just like so bad. We're literally standing outside Mysterious Galaxy. We're just standing at Mysterious Galaxy waiting for our rides, and it was such a great sighting. And also, it was her first sighting.
I'm
So
so nervous.
how was your first sighting?
Oh, when I was like talking to them, I was like so nervous I'm going to like say something wrong. But it ended up going really well. And I also got N.I. Dawkins and his I mean,
They both die at the end.
No, they both die at the end. I got confused because I was like talking about History Is All You Left Me with Adam. It's just so fun and cool.
I freaking love Adam Silvera, and I was literally shaking when I met him. I was like, oh my god, please don't say something embarrassing, but it went really well. And then I talked to Kiersten again, which I was really happy about because I freaking love Kiersten so much, and I'm just like never get sick of seeing her and talking to her, so it was nice to see her again.
It was nice meeting her for the first time.
Yeah.
It's a funny panel.
Oh my god, yes. So I just got out of the signing and I just had such a great time, even though I was literally shaking when I met Adam. I was just like trembling, and I like barely talked to Lortons because I haven't read her book and I don't really know much about her. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but like your book sounds cool. So anyways, I'm gonna do a bit of a haul. So I got History Is All You Left Me signed by Adam Silvera.
History, he signed it with a
smiley face emoji. I mean, like,
face. Blah.
and then I got They Both Die at the End signed. Obviously, this was the Both Die at the End event, so obviously I got this one signed, and I also bought it at the bookstore.
And this one, he signed with a
I am dead face emoji. I love the way Adam signs his books. Like, he always like puts like little doodles and stuff in his books, and I've seen like him signing other people's books, and I love the way he signs his books. I think Adam is amazing, and I'm so happy that I finally got to meet him. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I had the most amazing time, and I cannot wait to read They Both Die at the End. I know it's gonna destroy me, but I'm sure it's gonna be worth it. My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstagram, and my Goodreads. Au revoir!